Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show.
Sweet it is.
Yep. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
Carlin's juiced. I'm juiced. Even Morgan's juiced. We got 5 on it tonight. How are we doing, Kings fans?
Yeah. What up, Deuce?
Oh.
Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
I'm rooting for y'all. Let's go, gang.
Oh. My goodness. You talk about the fight. You talk about the belief. The Kings down 17 late fourth quarter.
My God.
They come marching back from the dead. Keon Ellis. Guy was getting DMPs at some point this year. And all of a sudden, Keon Ellis making defensive plays. All of a sudden, he's hitting big threes, not hesitating, getting it within striking distance. And the Kings went toe-to-toe with a desperate Miami team who had just lost by 36 at home to Utah. No De'Aaron Fox.
No.
Second night of a back-to-back. We go to overtime. We go to double OT. And I saw people taking shots at Debo. You got to live with some of the misses because when it comes to big moments, Debo's on his bike and he's ready to go. DeMar DeRozan, Friday reference. DeMar DeRozan, 9 points in the double OT session. And all of a sudden, Morgan, the Kings have won 5 in a row. They're just a half game out of 10th and just one game out of 8th. Give me a hell yeah. It wasn't long ago I was on this podcast. We were here after a Pistons game where we were disgusted.
We were, you more so, but yes, us, definitely.
Puke all over the desk from you.
What? No.
You were nauseous, you were sick, you were disgusted, and we thought it was all over. No. Mr. Doug Christie comes to town,
Insane.
rallies the troops,
Insane.
and here we are.
Insane.
Let's go.
You're
Let's go.
going to hurt yourself.
If you haven't done it yet, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Tell all your basketball sicko friends. You are here late on a Monday night. You got work tomorrow. You don't care because the Kings gave it all they could tonight. They could have handled his own defense in the third quarter. I'm looking around going, what the hell is happening? But in that fourth quarter, they kept fighting. Holy shit. Huh?
No hitting.
Yeah.
No
Let's
hitting.
go.
There's no hitting.
Morgan, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm great.
Give me a hell yeah.
I'm excited to actually be able to talk, so I'm excited.
All right. Feels like something's missing, though, doesn't it, Morgan?
I mean, I already know.
Doesn't it? Oh, we were left for dead. The Pistons came and beat us. 13 and 18. People clowning us, mocking us, laughing at us. But you know what? Doug Christie came to town. Took a whiff of some smelling salts and not only woke himself up, he woke up the men on the roster and the 17,000 in the building. And how about the Kings tonight rattling off 4 in a row? But they weren't done. They had the Miami Heat second night of a back-to-back after smacking that ass in Golden State last night. What were they gonna do? They had to fight. They clawed down 17 and win it double OT! Oh! The fog is out! How about Keon Ellis? How about Debo? Oh, and Keegan
Murray.
Big offensive rebound threes. And shout out to Domantas Sabonis, a triple-double. And a big three late. The Kings have won 5 in a row. And let me just tell you, we are live. Morgan Reagan, can you believe it?
This is my favorite thing, too, staring at the notes, at the crowd.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. So many people are like, get ready for the chemicals.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm ready. In some ways, I would almost rather smell the chemicals than not. You know, you have to look at it like that.
Enjoy
When
it.
you weren't smelling the chemicals, you were depressed. When
Dude.
you're smelling the chemicals, you're just sick but happy.
Can we enjoy the moment? Enjoy the moment, everybody. Enjoy the moment. Because we were low as low can get after that Pistons game. I need your lungs to adjust to the fog.
They will. The fan. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Pistons game was like when I saw that clip back that someone sent to us. I remember just thinking, "Oh my God!" Like we there was no hope at that point. No one. I want to talk about all this on the podcast, so that's why I'm like, I'm just gonna
Give some people who are hanging out with us live late on a Monday night some love. Some people watching all over the world. It's Tuesday morning in some places.
Jeez.
Shout out to everyone, including Christopher. What's up, Peyton? What's up, my retrograde? Appreciate you being here. And Eric. Hey, Tanner. What's up, Joe and Jay Hardaway, director of Rec, is in the building with Enforcer. Mikey is here. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Mario, Connor, Daniel, Emiliano, B Stone, Hamburger Dad. And thanks so much for the super chats, too, including Jacob donating, saying blowouts are cool, but games like this are way more fun to watch. Shout out to Sierra for becoming a member as well. Thanks so much to Scott for donating too, saying, been waiting for a celebratory moment to drop this. And here it is. The Golden One Center chant for DeRozan needs to be Debo, Debo, clap, Debo, Debo.
Is it
To the
like to defense?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
To the melody of Not Like Us. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. I'm not a music person, Morgan. You are.
I mean, you'd think I am, but I still need help.
Oh my God.
I love that we were going, Debo, Debo.
I was just reading it.
I know. That's great.
Debo. That's what it's. Debo.
Okay.
Debo.
It's really hard to get 17,000 people to do that, but
Dude.
appreciate you.
Unbelievable game.
Yes.
Unbelievable atmosphere at Golden One Center tonight.
Yep. I mean, well, yeah, just the energy that was amazing. That was amazing.
Daniel says, sing it, Mo. Keon.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What?
AA says, start the show. How do you feel about that?
I'm kind of with AA.
Hey.
I want to talk about the show. No.
Let me have this. We're just
And
hanging out.
you need to stop hitting your chest. I honestly think you need to look that up. Like you can can he like skip a heartbeat or something?
Yeah. Sabonis would be dead if that was the case. How many times did Sabonis do that tonight? Let's
Knock
lock
on
in.
wood. Knock on
Hey,
wood.
Double A, you can relax.
I
Piece of
take
shit.
zero offense to
I
that.
take a lot of disrespect
Okay.
and offense to it. All right.
Yep.
Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Oh, Morgan Reagan, it wasn't that long ago. The Kings lost a home game to the Pistons, and we were so down. The next day, we wake up even more down, thinking about the aftermath and then finding out Mike Brown had been fired. The Kings were 13-18. Holy shit, this is a low point.
Holy shit.
How fast times change in this league. The Sacramento Kings tonight down 17 to the Miami Heat, a desperate Miami Heat team that just lost by 36 points at home to the Utah Jazz. Jimmy Butler suspended 7 games, but you know they were going to fight and claw, and they played tough. They played physical, and they got it going in the third quarter. That matchup zone flummoxed the Sacramento Kings, and then that carried into the fourth quarter. Kings playing without De'Aaron Fox. It looked like the shooting wasn't there, that the Kings were just going to fall apart, and that streak would end. No. Down 17 with 7:53 to go in the game. The Kings were able to force overtime thanks in large part to contributions across the board. Keon Ellis was an absolute menace, a dog. Big time threes to keep the Kings within striking distance. How about Keegan Murray with some critical offensive rebounds, 3 of them in the fourth quarter. And Domantas Sabonis with a huge 3 in this stretch of the game. The Kings were able to go to overtime. They had their chances. Had to go to a double overtime. And then Debo said, "It's my time. Get on my back and let's go." DeMar DeRozan, 9 points in the double overtime session, and the Sacramento Kings win their 5th straight game. They're 18-19 after a 123-118 come from behind victory over the Miami Heat at Golden One Center. Next up Friday against Boston. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing?
Oh, I'm so glad. Hi, I am good. Just waiting to chime in on this wonderful evening for the Sacramento Kings because there's so much to talk about.
Dude, what a game and what an ending, Morgan.
Good. Sabonis.
I messed it up.
Wait, now start again?
I have to. It's so annoying. It's the way it was set up in here. Man.
What the hell?
I was going to cue that up so
what
perfect,
a game
dude.
and what a moment. So you did like.
What a game. What a moment.
Monk still with the ball in his hands. Drives it. Plants. Spins. Fall away.
You know what's so great is that we don't edit this later anyway, so it is kind of funny that everyone will get this.
Hold on, watch this.
Okay.
What a game. What a moment late.
Monk still with the ball in his hands. Drives it. Plants. Spins. Fall away. Off the iron. No good. Sabonis. Offensive rebound. Out to DeRozan. Difference between the clocks is 11 seconds. We're down to 18 on the game clock. 6 on the shot clock. DeRozan. Up fake. Nobody bites. Launches for 2. He scores the deuce. A 30-point outing for DeMar DeRozan, and the Kings now have a 2-possession lead at 123-118 with 12.7 seconds to go.
G-man on that call as well. But the moment, the shot making ability by Debo late in tonight's game. It was so fun to witness, to watch.
Morgan, it may sound corny to some.
Oh, where are you gonna go?
Belief is a powerful thing.
Oh, that's not cool. I mean,
Having the
facts.
belief in your abilities, having the belief that you can go out there and execute even when times are tough. This Sacramento Kings team at this moment, winners of 5 in a row, has a belief. Yeah. They fought their asses off tonight. This was a game where they were missing shots. Miami completely took them out of their game tonight. They played great defense, but the Kings did not back down.
Second night of a back-to-back. And you and I, it was funny. You and I sometimes will text throughout an entire game. Just so many different emotions, so many different things. And tonight it was more just like a few things here and there. And the few things were, holy shit, Miami is just battling. They are grinding. They are making life so much more difficult for the Kings. Like I said, by the way, when we were previewing this game last night, that they would. I said Eric Spoelstra will be able to bring them together. They will have the night off. All the different things. I expected this type of play from them. And then when they started taking off in the fourth quarter, it's not that I was expecting that from them, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised. And I was like, oh, okay, King's world, we're getting humbled finally. Like, here we go, back down to earth. But truly, the way that the Kings like matched with their tone, with their confidence, with their belief in that they could get something done, it was out there on the floor all night. And it was just such an incredible game because both teams were giving you that.
In a game like this, it's hard to just pick out just one moment. And to me,
really hard.
I think the thing that jumped out to me most tonight was Keon Ellis. You know, what a journey it's been for Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
Right? Undrafted guy, spends his first year pretty much in the G League in Stockton. Last year, that deal that was a two-way deal turns into a guaranteed deal. And down the stretch, especially when, Monk went down and Herter went down, the Kings played him a lot. And you saw the flashes of what could be a really good defensive player and then also a guy who can hit the three. And then this year, it was like, oh, wait, he's not really a part of it. Like, he's a starter. He's not playing. His minutes are all over the place. And we were on here all the time going, you have to find a way to play this guy. And a huge credit to Doug Christie for going, we are playing you. Why? Because we believe in your abilities to go make shit happen on the defensive end. And then we're going to give you the belief to go out there and don't hesitate. When you have a three, go make something happen.
You're capable.
Keon Ellis in that fourth quarter, the Kings are down 17. He hit back-to-back threes. There was no hesitation. He let it rip. And one of them was like contested. It was a good shot, though. He shot it with confidence. Keon Ellis kept the Kings alive with this play. The shot making defensively was an absolute menace tonight. He had 3 steals. I can't wait to see how many deflections he had. He was all over the place. I was just so proud of Keon Ellis, who played 48 minutes in this
3
game.
steals, 1 block, but you think about not only the deflections, but the amount of times that he disrupted a play. And the activity from him alone as an individual tonight was incredible. It was energizing. It was inspiring. Like, give me every optimistic description, and we can give that to Keon tonight. And what that translated to on the floor, though, was winning basketball and a style of basketball that I truly do feel like everyone was vibing off of, because this team was on a second night of a back-to-back after, just being in San Francisco last night. But it doesn't matter. You played an NBA game, you crushed the Warriors, and then you're back on your home floor the next night without De'Aaron Fox once again. What are you going to look like? It's almost takes I'm like speechless because of what we're witnessing right now with the Kings. It's bizarre. And it makes me wonder all the different things, because you gave all the credit, or you gave so much credit to Doug Christie when we were starting this podcast. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, like you have to think about whatever he did, whatever words he's using, whatever strategy he's using as a coach, as someone who cares, as a leader. It's working. It is working. When you have a big enough sample size now, it is working.
Belief isn't just saying, hey, I believe in you. It's doing it with your actions too. It's, hey, Keon, you just had a turnover. You're not coming out of this game.
Yeah.
You're playing.
Yeah.
And you're going to go make a play late in this game. Keon had so many plays in the first half. I mean, there was one where I think they blitzed a Hero early in the game, and he just ripped the ball away from Tyler Hero.
Yes.
It was fantastic defense. And then, even late stages of this game, he's coming over late shot clock to dig at Bam, and it forced a tough look for Miami. He was doing all the little things, just flying everywhere. And I just thought that was so valuable. And then you talk about his shot making. In addition to this, Morgan, how about the end of, which one was this? Because, it was the end of overtime where Keon Ellis, late game situations, got the ball in his hands. He draws a foul. And I was stunned by it.
The long two with Bam running out. Yeah.
And he was able to draw a foul. Now, missed one free throw, but that free throw tied the game. And then we had the double overtime. He was fantastic in this game.
He talked to the broadcast after about the missed free throw. And he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't care about it. I wasn't down about it. It was move on next play. Like there was nothing. It was such a veteran mindset of the way he looked at his missed free throw. Probably one of the biggest free throws in this game that they instead of tying it, they could have possibly just won it right there instead of going into the double OT. But it didn't matter. I mean, that wasn't the only reason why they were going into double OT. There was other things happening out there. In the confidence, in the switch, in the mindset, and all of his teammates having his back, not giving him shit for missing a free throw. It's all the things together that is leading this team in their togetherness to success.
Not looking over your shoulder if you make a mistake.
Yes.
You could keep playing, right? Because you do more good things than bad.
Wild. It's a wild concept.
But Keon Ellis, dude, 17 points for him. He had 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists, 6 of 11 shooting, and 3 of 7 from downtown. And if I'm not mistaken, I think all 3 of those threes were in the fourth quarter.
Damn.
Kept him alive, dude. Just absolutely kept him alive and then brought it to another level. In a big time spot, a close game, a young player showing that he can hang in critical moments.
Yes. Yeah, all those things. It's you know why I think it's so stunning to watch? One, because De'Aaron Fox is out of the game. So you are obviously seeing more minutes for Keon Ellis, hoping that he can still have these minutes, some of these minutes when De'Aaron's back, right? Like you look at
he's going to be part of the rotation.
He has to be. I mean, in a huge way, though. He's so impactful in so many different ways. But you look at what was happening before and under Mike Brown, and you just think about the opportunities that he wasn't getting. And we don't know how Mike Brown talked to him as a player, like, it was obvious that at times it was like discipline of why he was going to the bench if he did something wrong. That was Mike Brown's like strategy or coaching, technique, whatever. But you're seeing how some people really just need to be coached differently and really it's situational. When you have the proper opportunities at hand and you can show what you can do in those minutes with the ball in your hand, especially in big moments. Mind-blowing what Keon Ellis was doing all night.
One other guy I want to shout out defensively, another one of the young guys, Keegan Murray, second game back, coming back from injury. Keegan Murray's defense on Tyler Hero.
Oh my.
Tyler Hero was killing the Kings in the first half. I think he had 17 at the half.
He did.
He finished this game with 26 points total. He had 9 points. We're talking about the second half plus the extra 10 minutes played, right? So the last 34 minutes of the game, he had 9 points. Keegan Murray's defense was outstanding. I thought the Kings defense as a whole, like they had just brilliant moments of help, throwing double teams at the right time. The help was there, the recovery. They looked like they were rotating so well defensively.
The amount of times that they had to recover, and even Keegan Murray on that block on
Hawkes.
Yes, he had it on
What
Hawkes.
a block. That was so big.
It was such a recovery moment, and he just came over, blocked the shit out of it. Great defensive play. But all the on-ball plays from Keegan Murray were also fantastic. He obviously just takes up so much room. He sits down in a chair. He takes up so much room. He has his arms up. But then you're talking about the defense as a team. I loved the hedge that they were throwing so many different times. Like instead of a full-blown blitz onto whoever had the ball, it was, let's say it was, Bam coming up, Sabonis has him, and Sabonis would hedge hard, but his ability to get back so no one could make that quick pass to Bam. Everyone always in the right place, having their arms up, talking it up.
Even the guy coming over to tag Bam sometimes and help.
Yeah, it was just so on point. And for it to be on point even late in this game when everyone is so tired, it was just the mental focus staying locked in on what they needed to do.
Tyler Hero had 21 points after 3 quarters. At the end of the fourth, he had 26. That's what he finished with. He did not score the final 10 minutes of the game.
After crushing it.
Yeah, and the Kings did a hell of a job preventing him from really getting any type of comfortable looks. He had to give the ball up. Other guys were having to make plays. And I thought the Kings did a really nice job on Bam. Shout out to Sabonis. Sabonis was tough. It wasn't easy for Sabonis early on in this game. Sabonis didn't have the most efficient game either. He was 7 of 16, but finished with a triple-double. 21 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists. He did have 6 turnovers. It was a struggle at times. They were collapsing physical, but I thought, guess what? He neutralized Bam.
Yeah.
Bam in this game ended up being 6 of 19. He had 18 points, 12 rebounds.
Jeez.
I'm bouncing around a little bit. I want to go
That's
back
fine.
to Keegan, though, because I thought Keegan's defense was fantastic. He also finished with 14 points. He had 12 rebounds.
Loved it.
4 of 6 from downtown, so he's knocking down shots again from downtown. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 3 of which came in the fourth quarter. Dude, he's going after and getting the goddamn ball, and that's been a theme of his this year, but I love seeing that tonight.
One of his late offensive boards when he just flew in there and ripped it away, right? It was on the left baseline, and it was just one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, dude, you can do that. You can do that like every time. You're big, you're athletic, you're young, you're strong. Like jump on in there and get it. And you're just seeing the way that he is, I don't know, maybe understanding that more and more, and his ability to do that is exciting, but also his confidence from beyond the arc. I think he had hit 2 of those to start the second half, and it was nice to see because the Kings and both teams weren't really knocking down the 3 at a high clip, right? Like everything wasn't falling right away. Started making more and more as the game kept going, but I just loved seeing Keegan knock a few of those down, especially early in the second half.
Before we continue, we need to acknowledge something.
Yeah,
This
what?
live crowd. Last night, we had the biggest live crowd of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been surpassed tonight.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dude, shout out to you basketball sickos.
You're sick.
You are sick.
Sickos.
It's almost Tuesday morning in Sacramento.
Oh,
it's like 3 a.m. in the East Coast.
Oh.
You guys are here with us. We appreciate you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Hit the thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. It goes a long way in helping our channel grow, and it's growing a lot. Let's keep it growing as we're going to be continuing to drop a ton of Kings content and NBA content. Morgan, I'm trying to figure out where to go. Can we go over kind of the fourth quarter and some of the moments? Look at my notes, by the way.
Yeah, no, this is like Malik Monk's game. Just chaotic.
It was chaotic.
Sure, go to the fourth.
Miami leads by 17. The headline, Miami leads by 17. The Kings close the fourth quarter on a 24-7 run to force overtime. Unbelievable. I'm looking back. Ellis's back-to-back threes made it 95-86 with 6:50 to go. I'm like, okay. Then Lyles hits a 3 to make it 95-89. Kings next possession down, play amazing defense. Can we talk about how you felt when Tyler Hero hit that back-breaking 3 late shot clock? You remember he was like deep out, falling away.
It didn't surprise me.
It didn't surprise me, but it was just like, oh.
Yep.
It was 98-89 at that point.
And I think it was a good defensive possession
It was great.
too. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
It was not an easy shot at all.
No.
And he made it. DeMar misses a mid-range shot. Then you have Ellis who rips it away from Hawkes.
Oh, yes.
Dude, incredible. DeMar gets the line with 4:27 to go. It's 98-91. Then you had a play where Keon has great help on Bam late shot clock. It's 195 with like 3:03 to go. Hero misses a 3 Kings ball. Keegan hits a jumper, cuts it to 3.
Love that jumper too. Even that was just needed. It was confident, showing you can do a little more. Go.
Then Monk has an awful turnover.
Which one was that?
It was after Keegan scored. Kings get a stop. Monk, tough pass, turned over. Miami scores. It's 102-97.
Okay.
How the Kings answer? Keegan corner 3 ball.
Oh, yeah.
102-100. And then subplot that I don't think we highlighted enough. Then Miami has an 8-second violation after that.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, and it was crazy because Keegan's like pointing out, like, yo, he's not over. And the whole Kings bench is just jumping. Had to help the officials out a little bit there and let them know, like, 8 seconds. Let's blow that whistle. Let's give this a call.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
So it's a 102-100 with 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. DeMar misses a turnaround. Miami comes down. Hawkins misses a three. The rebounds there. Highsmith fouls Sabonis on the rebound. Loose ball foul. Sends Sabonis to the line with 51 seconds to go. Sabonis makes both of them. Holy shit. Then the end of the fourth quarter, you have Hero missing a tough shot. Good defense by Malik Monk. That was fantastic defense. Kings got the ball. This is where my notes, you could tell I was irritated with DeMar at the time. I put DeMar dribbles the fuck out of the ball. I just felt like it was just so stagnant. I just wanted a little more. You know
exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely screamed that.
But
yes.
Looking back at it now, I'm like, you kind of live with it because look at what DeMar did in the double
For sure,
overtime.
but you didn't know that was going to happen. So, yes.
Then there's a loose ball foul off the miss by Keegan with 13.1. Miami has the ball. Hero misses the shot. Keon gets a rebound. I went back and watched this. He got the rebound. There's 1.4 left. He's got his hand on the ball before he tosses it out. 1.4. He's got the hand on the ball. Doug Christie's on the sideline saying timeout.
Yep.
Mark Davis goes, "We're going to overtime." I'm like,
wait. Without even giving it life. But earlier in the game, when Eric Spoelstra wanted to call for a challenge after the Kings already inbounded the ball, Mark Davis said, "Sure, Eric, why not? Let's give that to you." That was such bullshit.
My goodness.
Whatever.
So we end up going to overtime. Miami goes back into the zone. Oh my God. Miami zone got Sacramento so rattled in that third quarter when Miami was able to take control behind a 31-18.
They were not attacking the gaps. They just kept passing around the horn. And I'm like, and it's not like Miami is so long where you just can't get by. Well, my point is the Kings were able to get by. So it's like, what took so long to be able to just figure that out and realize you got to get a paint touch. You got to create something else. You got to make sure the defense is also collapsing a little bit and not just moving side to side.
They do a good job of disguising it too, right?
For sure.
That zone.
Yes.
It's not just a 2-3 zone, right? It's that man zone where it's wait, is this a zone or is this man to man? But you want to figure out Miami the last couple of years has run more zone than anybody to get teams a little rattled, right? To throw different looks. But it was working so well for Miami, the Spoelstra just stuck to it.
Yeah.
He's just third quarter, he's we're just going to run it every time because all the Kings are doing is passing it around, or when they would attack the gaps in the third quarter with Lyles, at the free throw line, they would get him the ball with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Mm-hmm. The defense would collapse, and then the Kings are forced to take a tough shot, late shot clock. The good news is the Kings did handle the zone much better later.
Yes, and again, that was just them moving the ball around quicker, better, making sure that they were trying to be in the open gaps against that zone defense and making a pass there, making an easy pass there, just simplifying everything a little bit more.
So we end up heading to overtime, and the Kings end up getting down by 4 in the overtime session. It was 110-106 with 1:45 to go. Monk has an air ball with 1:38 to go. And you're just oh, man. Well, good fight. Man, this is tough.
Yeah.
Then Hawkes misses a 3. Monk comes down, makes a layup to cut it to 2. Then, it was an and 1.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Monk missed the and 1 opportunity free throw. Then Hawkes misses a layup because Sabonis was there, got credited for a block on that play. Sabonis comes down, hits a wide open 3 to give the Kings the lead.
And when he hit that 3, even the offense, once again, it was the ball was moving around. He was in the right place. And when it went to him, he didn't hesitate. He was just
there was a brief moment.
Be my shot.
He was you know what? They're giving me the space. Let me take it. Dude.
Very brief.
That was such a clutch shot by Sabonis with 41.3 to go. Then you have a sequence where Rozier misses a 3 offensive rebound. Then Rozier misses a jumper, offensive rebound. Rozier misses another one.
Okay.
And he's fouled. He goes to the line. It's 112-111 with 18.7 to go. Man, that was crazy.
And
Hold on. I just want to make sure I was looking at the right one. Yeah, it's 112. Okay. Then there's a timeout. Okay. Then Malik Monk. I didn't like this play. They go a little pick and roll. Malik Monk drives on Highsmith, who I think does a great job. He's long. He tried to pump fake, gets up, tries to.
This was it. Monk had.
You think he had him?
He had him initially. He had him. He had a nice little open floater. He had a nice little, fade away off the glass. He had something open. I think he was so open when he was curling around. He was coming from the right side, going to the left. And he was so open that he jump stopped. And that's when he caught up with him. And then he's like, shit, I got to pump fake out of this. It got blocked.
So then Keon Ellis fouls Hawkes. Hawkes goes to the line. Misses the first. Misses the second. He misses both free throws with 3.4. We got a timeout. And that's when Keon got fouled. And you're like, all right, Keon, go line, make both. Misses the first one. You're like, shit. I could barely look. I don't even remember if I looked at him shooting the second one. I think I had my hands in my head, face going, I'll just let the crowd react. Just let it react.
That's
Makes
always
it
me.
112, and we had to double overtime. Dude, what was going through your mind when Hawkes missed both free throws?
I don't even think, I think I was just like confused. I didn't understand how, which is so messed up because obviously he is such a good player in so many different ways, does so many different little things on the floor, makes an impact for this team, especially with all the drama that they're going through. But for him to miss both those free throws,
My God.
it was a little shocking to me.
And he was really good tonight. He
know.
was awesome. Oh my God. I didn't even realize either. I knew he had a double. He had a triple double tonight.
Oh shit! Really?
16 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists for Jaime Hawkes.
See, his stat line always is like, it's there. You see him out there. He's always making the hustle plays. He's always getting to the free throw line. He's doing things. So
yeah.
So for him to miss those free throws after such a great game for him as well. Yeah.
And he's had a tough year too. So he got the start tonight, and probably really good for his confidence to have a game like this in Sacramento.
Except when he missed those free throws.
Oh yeah, he had a very good rookie year. So then we go to double overtime in Sacramento. Monk hits the first bucket. Then DeRozan hits a three. It's 117-112 with 3:40 to go. I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. Got the win.
Why would
I
you
felt
ever
good.
even feel that way?
Well, I don't know. I just felt like the vibe.
It's the Kings. Never feel that way.
Highsmith then hits a tough three.
Yes.
God, you're just like, are you kidding me? Keon turns it over. Bam scores. And then we're tied. But Morgan, DeMar effing DeRozan.
Yeah, there we
hits
go.
a jumper, puts the Kings up 2. Bam gets fouled, goes to the line, makes 1 of 2. Then DeRozan hits a 3. Oh, wait. His foot is on the line.
His toe.
121, 118. Bam misses. Monk misses, but a Sabonis offensive rebound. And then Debo hits a tough ass jumper late. I don't even know what you do if you're Miami when he hits that jumper.
Oh, there's nothing you can do.
Dude.
When he was just in his bag. He was feeling it. He was smooth. Oh, and I was just so glad that he was in that mode at that point, because it's we've seen it before too, where it can get clunky end of the fourth and you just can get frustrated with certain things. But at the same time, when he's doing that too, you're just like, that's why you need him. That's why.
Morgan, through 3 quarters tonight, DeMar had 10 points. He finished with 30. I mean,
didn't he have 9 in the second overtime or something?
He had 9 in the second overtime.
Jeez.
Yeah. He had 9 in the fourth quarter. And then 9 in the second OT.
Made them when they mattered most.
Insane. Yeah, he's like one of those guys that like
thrives off that pressure.
You have to say sometimes you have to live with like Malik Monk's like craziness sometimes.
Yeah. Which we haven't seen this in a while, by the way, from Malik with some of his craziness tonight.
For sure. Miami did a great job putting bigger defenders on him.
Yes.
They put Highsmith on him, and then they also put Jovic on him. And
Yeah.
They just add length. Like Miami played a really good defensive game tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like
absolutely.
Sacramento won this game despite the fact that they shot 41%. They were 34% from three, 20 to 26 at the free throw line. I mean, this was just a grinded out, crazy game. But going back to Debo for a second, my point being is like Debo is just a tough shot maker. And sometimes you get frustrated because you're like, that's not a good shot. But then he makes some of the ones he makes, especially in that double OT, you're like, this is what he's done in his career. Like, do you just have to kind of live with this? Like, where sometimes you're like, why is he taking that tough shot? Because this is what he does.
Well,
this is how he's made a living, however many years he's been in the NBA.
And when he's in that mode, it's just like anyone. When someone's in that mode, get them the ball. Get them the ball. Like they're seeing something different. I don't care if it's Malik. I don't care if it's Sabonis. I don't care if it's Debo. I don't care if it's Keon. Who cares? Just make sure you're getting them the ball. And that's why with DeMar DeRozan, he found his rhythm. He found whatever it is that he needed to do. They got him the ball, and he executed.
And Sacramento struggled so much winning close games, wins another close game, right? Down the stretch, crunch time. They find a way to get it done. DeMar DeRozan finished with 30 points. He had 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 12 of 26 shooting, 5 of 5 at the free throw line. Morgan, you were talking about Malik Monk. He still plays just under 49 minutes in this game. Still was able to finish with 23 points. It was just one of those nights for him. 8 of 25 shooting, 1 of 9 from 3.
Yep.
He had 6 assists in this game along with 5 rebounds. He had some looks early on that I'm like, dude, those were great. Look, you're just missing tonight. You're just missing. And when you can overcome that and Fox not playing.
When you can overcome that, but also this is someone who has been shooting fantastic as of late, right? The last couple of games. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
and
he's been awesome
efficient.
lately.
You know, like not only just making and taking shots, like he's making them. He's efficient out there, making the right play. So tonight, for him to have that type of game, still finish with 23 points in the win, and without De'Aaron Fox, you'll take it. You know, and there were some moments out there when they needed him most, like when he got that and one layup there toward the end of the game. Still some big moments from him and from everyone else. We know that he can have that chaotic energy at times, and for the most part, he's been able to channel it the right way. And tonight was just a little bit more chaotic than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, but I don't think he was. It was Miami's defense made it problematic.
And that's
for him.
and that is so fair.
He kept attacking. He kept trying to do the right. It was just harder tonight,
Yep.
and that's where you have to just fight through it. And for him to keep being in that mode and keep fighting through the shooting struggles, I love that shit. I love a game where Sacramento finds a way to win this game.
Yes.
You know, they had to. Miami wants to make it ugly. And what Miami did tonight from the start, they were picking up full court. They were collapsing on Sabonis right in the paint. They were throwing out the zone. I thought even before they threw out the zone, they were just on a string defensively. We just witnessed what Oklahoma City did to Boston the other night when they held Boston to 27 points in the second half. And I'm watching how Miami's moving. I'm like, God damn, is this a repeat again? Like, Sacramento's not getting any good looks. Like, they are literally fighting and scrapping to get a shot off.
And that was the difference too of this Kings team that we got to see even tonight. This version of this Kings team was the fight wasn't just like, oh, the mental fatigue or anything. It's not they're fighting through that. They were fighting through physically.
Yep.
They were fighting through a big Miami Heat team that was just giving it to them. And they were fighting through a second night of a back-to-back and almost playing 50 minutes for so many of the starters on this roster. So, yeah, there was a lot to fight through, and to grind it out and get this win speaks volume to where they're at.
I didn't make a prediction ahead of time, but I swear to you, I was going to say that Keon Ellis had like 12 deflections tonight. Let's just say I was wrong. But after the game, this is the defensive player of the game crown being awarded by Luke Laux.
Great job, y'all. What you got, Luke?
Keegan, you did a hell of a job on Hero down the stretch. You guys did a hell of a job with your blitz, all right? This is not a joke. Quick shout out for Keon. You had 14 deflections tonight.
God damn.
I don't know where this is going. Bam was 6 for 19, 3 blocks, multiple deflections.
Wow. See, I told you Domas, dude, defended his ass off tonight.
Yep.
So here, time out, okay? Time out. We need to stop right now. Keon Ellis tonight. The Kings are to the point now, they can't give him the crown every night. You should just wear a permanent defensive player of the game crown. You should play with one.
You should get a tattoo of it.
Keon Ellis had 14 deflections tonight. The league leader last year, I think Fox was near the top with Caruso, and they averaged 3.8 a game. Keon Ellis, 14 deflections tonight. They competed their asses off. Keon Ellis is a defensive menace. 14 deflections.
It's insane.
We talked about Keegan and then Sabonis, what he did against Bam tonight.
Yeah.
Big time shit. And then Luke was mentioning the blitz. Dude, they were throwing that blitz at Hero. They were throwing different looks at Miami. That's why they were able to win this game tonight, because they bought into the defensive game plan and fought through the missed shots.
But they executed on so many of what the things that they were doing with the blitz, with the hedge, with just stunting the ball, with recovering, with being in the right place, and being able to still contest a shot and help. I mean, everything that we saw defensive. We should do a defensive breakdown video tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because I want to go back and see so much of just what went right for them, but I truly believe it was them being locked in. And you're exactly right. They didn't allow their offense to dictate what they were going to do on the defensive end on a second night of back-to-back without De'Aaron Fox. It's impressive. It's impressive.
I'm in shock by Keon Ellis' 14 deflections. Speaking of Keon Ellis, here's what he had to say after the Kings win tonight.
I'm good. I was more tired in the first half, honestly. But after that, I was good after that. That's when I was really feeling it. But I'm good now.
Been getting a lot of run under Doug. Just how much has it felt different to you since the change and you getting a lot of run out there?
It's been real different. I know there's times where I know for sure tonight. I think Doug probably looked at me and thought I was tired, which I kind of was, but like I knew I needed to stay out there, so I told him, don't worry about it, I'll be all right. I'll just try to get my energy through like the dead balls, free throws, or whatever. But it's definitely been different in that aspect. He's given me a little bit of more rope, and I think also like late, I think when I had that turnover, like those are crucial. But I mean, he's just like, don't worry about it. You'll get it back. Just go get it on the other end. So things like that just kind of eases your mind a little bit. So I think those are more so the biggest differences. And he's out there telling me, if I pass up a shot or whatever, he's like, can you shoot it? Like, tell Domas to go get the rebound or something. So those are some of the differences with him out there.
It feels like one of those, like you're mentioning, that like longer leash you might have under Doug. How much do you feel like you can still, because like Mike's thing seemed like holding accountable and wanting to learning lessons, but how much do you feel like you can still have those learning moments and where to pick up and clean up while playing through it?
Oh, for sure. I think we're all pros, so I think we know like when you mess up, what you did wrong and what you actually should have did. So whenever I do something wrong, I immediately know like what could have been done or should have been done. So I'm learning like right there in the moment. But I mean, I know like there's times where you could make a mistake and it's it's crucial. So you kind of want to put more experienced guys in for you. But I mean, kind of like I said, just the faith that he has in me to play through it and correct myself is huge.
There's Brendan Nunez doing a great job talking to Keon Ellis after the game. And Morgan, it's something we had talked about earlier about like a turnover, just play through it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what Doug said, but that's what I assume. You're listening to what Keon says and what that does for him mentally.
I'm so happy for Keon Ellis. I'm so happy for him, how he's speaking, how he's getting these opportunities, how he's executing within these opportunities. And, it's what sucks about all of this happening is that a lot of the conversation does begin to be, okay, was Mike Brown that bad? Like, how short were people's leashes? And it sucks because I know that I really enjoyed his coaching from the outside, right? I'm not being coached by him. I loved his basketball mind, his a lot of his philosophies. I didn't like them all. I didn't like his rotations. I didn't like when we were possibly seeing these short leashes, but at the same time, I understood them because everyone has their own coaching styles. And I was like, well, that can't be the reason why they're missing all their shots. They're turning the ball over and blah, blah, blah. But what you're seeing right now is that they're playing under Doug Christie with all this joy. The ball is flowing. The energy is flowing. Could this be just the spark of energy right now? Sure. But either way, it's a big enough sample size in a time when you were in your darkest time of basketball, losing a head coach in December and everything, and you're turning around like this with the tweak of a coach. Like, Deuce, we already talked about this during all of the Mike Brown saga, the firing. We're like, this doesn't happen in the NBA world. You mentioned 2 interim coaches taking over and it leading to success in all the years of the NBA.
Well, and there's probably a third with Nate McMillan, but
Okay.
with the Hawks. But Nate also is no longer with the Hawks, right? So,
and then you had that stat for me about Doug being the only interim coach ever to win his first 4-5 games.
no, that wasn't the
Oh
stat.
wait, I'm sorry, it was going 4-1. Can you say it, please? I can't do stats. Deuce hates when I throw these random.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stat was Jason Ross had put out
Oh,
that
yay, J. Ross.
there's the total coaches who have started 5-1 as Kings head coach
Oh, there we go.
is one. It's Doug Christie, who's
That's-
5-1
That's what it was.
interim. Yeah,
Interim coach.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting that.
you were. It was such a strong point you were making.
I
and then
know.
you went there,
And then I went there.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I really don't give a shit because you still get my point, even with you having to finish off with that stat, or with that fact, whatever. But either way, I look at this situation and you got to look at all angles, and you got to be happy for someone like Keon Ellis, who is getting the love that he deserves from his coach, his team, and the fans.
I don't know, man. I think we complicate things sometimes, right? And that's where I go back to the belief. And when you're maybe going through some tough times in life or whatever, I'm not trying to make it like life or death with basketball, but I'm just saying in general,
Yeah.
if you're going through a struggle in life or like if your boss comes over and just gives you, hey man, keep up the great work, what that feels like
Yeah.
to you inside, or if you're going through tough times, you got a friend's like, dude, you got this shit. Just having that type of support and love can lift people up. And for Keon in a situation where it's like, if he made a mistake before he's on the bench, now it's like, no, you got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in my opinion, when Keon is out there, Keon is trying to do the right thing. Keon's mistakes to me are not ones where you're like, dude, you don't care out there. It's like, no, I messed up. And what Keon just said there is dead on. I'm the same way when it comes to like broadcasting. When I fuck something up on TV, I 100% know it. If I mess something up on the podcast, I 100% know I messed it
Like
up.
my
And
stat.
it bugs the shit out of
Yeah.
me. What?
Like my stat that I tried just saying.
But dude, we play on. I forgot about it.
Did
We're-
you?
Yeah, we're playing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
we're already playing on.
Yeah. No, I dwell. And I do that on broadcast too. And I just like, I feel and all those
Yeah.
things. But when you have either someone next to you, a teammate that is like lifting you up after those things compared to someone who just doesn't give a shit about you, or a manager that says you do that again and you're fucked or whatever, it's like, yeah, it can make a big difference. And I saw someone else in the chat also say like, hey, like, nobody needs to hate on Mike Brown to lead to this point. And I completely agree with that. And I think that's going to happen at times because people were so down and angry and depressed during that time. But you also have to remember, it's like, if none of this happened with Mike Brown leading the way with building a culture and identity
Yes.
with the Beam team and
Yes.
everything and getting to this point, then we might not even be here at all. And so for Doug to now take that over and be like, okay, let's make these tweaks to what needs to happen to really recreate this identity with this roster. it's a positive thing.
And it's also fair to say that I think we all underestimated maybe how bad that was this year with Mike and handling things with the rotation and how players were feeling.
But he could have also, just to give Mike a little love too, though, he could have also been coaching under desperation.
Yeah, I get
like
it, but
hearing like, hey, you're going to get your ass fired if you don't do this, this,
Sure,
and this.
but-
So then my point is that can also make someone else change
I
the way
get
that
it.
they treat
I
other
get
people.
it. But it's a rigidness that he has had throughout his career.
100%.
And sometimes you have to take a step back and look in the mirror and go, okay, how do I evolve? Like Tom Thibodeau back in the day, he would play his guys heavy minutes. They'd practice a ton, and now he still plays his guys a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
They just don't practice like they used to.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's crazy to see how this is turning out right now. There's still a long way to go in the season, but I don't think you could have written a better start for Doug Christie's tenure as interim head coach.
Yep.
I mean, Adam was just asking, like, do you think Doug has a legit chance at this job? I mean, the way things are going right now, I mean, I don't see how you could say no. I mean, he's obviously has the belief of the players, and they're backing it up, not by just like, hey, they're competing. It's just they can't close it out. They're playing way harder. It's like, no, they're legitimately playing better basketball. I think tonight was a great obstacle for them to overcome against a really good defense and a desperate team in Miami. And they found a way to rally back and win.
Yeah.
And so not only are they playing better basketball, they seem more together. The players seem happier, and guys are thriving at the moment. Now they have a tough 3-game road trip coming up starting Friday against Boston. You got Chicago and Milwaukee, but like, let's see how they handle it, you know? Insane.
And enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's here, because you're right. It could just end up being that little jolt, that little boost of positive energy, or it could be really leading into something real. And whatever it is right now, just live in the present and enjoy and celebrate. Enjoy the good basketball that is being played. I think that's the coolest part right now, is what we're all seeing. And when guys are playing with joy, you're going to watch with joy. There's going to be just joy flying around, shooting through the goddamn beam.
Yeah, I mean, if you
into the city,
Morgan, if you're going to work happy, you're going to be more productive.
Hell yeah.
And that's what's happening right now. Every guy you hear talk to me is just talking about, yeah, we're just playing with a lot of joy right now. We're having fun. And like, yeah, we're thriving. Like, you can't ignore that stuff.
I know.
You know, if they were to be like, hey, we're playing with joy, but you know, they're 1-5 since the move. Like, yeah, that's cute that you guys like each other, but we don't really care. The fact that they're able to come together, have this fun, and win ball games right now, they're right back in the thick of things. This is the first 5-game win streak since November 2023. November 2023 was the last time they won. They ended up turning into a 6-game winning streak.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Well, it's not about to get any easier.
It's not at all. We got a lot more on the pod coming up. We should mention that let's see here. I want to make sure we don't miss super chats. We're getting a lot of super chats tonight.
Oh my God. You guys are so
yeah, let's acknowledge
kind.
that.
Thank you.
Shout out to Oleg donating $5. Appreciate you. How things can change in 2 weeks. Keep it going, Kings. Equavista donates $2 saying, I'm cleaning my room. Light the mother effing beam.
Hell
209. Thank you so much.
Good job cleaning your room.
Nice. Neptune donates $5. Kings win 5 in a row. My Mavs lose 5 in a row with another injury. I'm happy for you guys. Keep up the great work. Well-deserved wins. Wow. Thanks, Mavs fans.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're going through some stuff right now. Kyrie out. Luka out. They lost again. That's tough for them.
Just
at
a
the moment.
lull. Just a lull.
Joshua Simpson says, watching Sabonis being the leader on the court, calling the team together to talk multiple times throughout was huge. The leader we finally need. Appreciate that. And thanks so much to Reno for becoming a member. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
We still have player of the game to go to. We have some other stuff to go to too. We do need to mention that tonight's podcast presented by our friends over at Golden One Credit Union. We are all one.
We are
with
one.
Golden One. pays to be a Golden One member, especially if you're a Kings fan, because Golden One is the official credit union of the Sacramento Kings. You scan that QR code on the screen or go to golden1.com. You can see their range of products and services to help start your financial journey today.
Up to 50% off Kings home games through Golden One's online discount ticket portal. 15% off merch when you use your Golden One card at the Kings store. Chance to win courtside tickets. Get your tickets upgraded. Your seats
I saw
upgraded.
that tonight.
Really?
Yeah, some people got their seats upgraded because they were flashing that Golden One card around.
It's one of my favorite things.
Yep.
I don't know why. I love seeing people get rewarded. And I mean, you get rewarded just by being a Golden One credit union member.
Yes, go to golden1.com. We are all
One.
with Golden One. Also presented today by our friends over at Rocket Money.
Hey, start of a new year. And so it's the perfect time to get organized and set goals. I have all of my goals, my budget and everything in Excel sheets. And I just started going over to Rocket Money and my God, why didn't I do this a long time ago? It's way more organized. It's so much easier.
Yeah, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving
Damn.
members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/game on. That's rocketmoney.com/game
Game
on.
on.
rocketmoney.com/game on. Also presented by our friends over at Northwest Exterior.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you're looking at your house right now and going, why am I so cold? It's probably your windows. It's probably your HVAC system. And guess what? Northwest Exteriors can help out with everything.
Yeah, you need to go to their showroom, play with the windows yourself, because they're a lot of fun. You can see them in person. Also, they don't subcontract out, all right? They're local. Get your windows installed, and all of a sudden, your value of your home goes up, you feel safer, and you save money on your energy bill. So check out Northwest Exteriors today. NorthwestExteriors.com, Morgan Reagan, because they are
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
All right,
Thank you.
we have something that's going to be really, really difficult.
What?
Who is our simply the best player of the game tonight? There's just so many candidates. Like, it's one of those games where you just go, do you just give it to the whole team?
No.
Just give it to the whole team and say, good job. You guys all fought second out of back to
How
back.
about-
Whole team, right?
Mr. 14 deflections, because Sabonis got the crown tonight. So it's like now you're just kind of thinking, look,
Yeah.
this guy was literally everywhere on the floor, and the stats show it that he was everywhere on the floor.
I put the poll question up
And?
asking before the show. I said, who was your player of the game? The options: Keon Ellis,
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan, 9 points in double overtime.
Hell yeah.
Domantas Sabonis, by the way, triple-double tonight and played great defense on Bam Adebayo, contesting his shots, dealing with the physicality of Bam poses. 64% of the people say Keon Ellis, 31% say DeMar DeRozan, 5% say Domantas Sabonis. It's fine if you don't think Domas is the player of the game tonight. Domantas Sabonis had a hell of a game. Like, he showed up tonight and battled his ass off.
Yep.
I loved his game tonight.
Even with the mistakes that were made or any of the missed shots, it's like, no. You look at the whole picture with this one, especially with him.
Chris says, what about Kings fans? They forced that 8-second violation.
Ooh.
Dude. Well, let's go to our guy Jebediah did the graphic tonight. Let's
Thank you.
Is it good to go tonight, Jeb?
Jeb.
Okay. He says it is.
Okay.
Player of the game tonight.
Oh my God. This
Keon
embrace.
Ellis. 17 points. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and just updated 14 deflections.
Insane.
14 deflections in 48 minutes of action.
I mean, he got his hand on the ball so many different possessions.
He is our simply the best player of the game, presented by Northwest Exteriors. Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
I love that you chose that photo.
Doug embracing him.
Yes.
Yeah. I was enjoying seeing Doug all amped up on the sideline, like he was making this snarls.
Well, DeMar said it after the game too. He was like, he still acts like he's a player. Like, he still acts like he's playing, basically. And you see that energy from Doug, just like when Domas gets a big play, he's like, yeah, it pumps me up. Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox missed this game tonight. Second game in a row he's missed. I imagine he'll be good to go for Friday. It's going to be interesting to see how they tinker. My suspicion now is that the Kings rotation is going to be 10 deep. I think you're going to see them play. Obviously, Fox is back. He's going to be starting. Keon's got to play. Trey's got to play. Devin's got to play.
Yep.
You'll sprinkle in some Herter and maybe some Len. I think you play 10 guys. Devin tonight, we even talked about Devin Carter because it's not like he played a ton of minutes.
4 rebounds in 9 minutes.
Yeah, he played just under 10 minutes, 4 rebounds, and literally jumped over Terry Rozier.
That was what
I know Terry was slightly hunched over, slightly bent over, I
Yeah.
guess. What would you call that? How would you describe that? Slouched over? I don't know. He wasn't standing up straight.
bending. I don't,
Bending
yeah,
or whatever.
I don't know.
Rozier wasn't standing up straight. Nonetheless, Rozier literally had Devin Carter jump over him.
Mm-hmm. Like a hurdle.
It looked like he hit a trampoline and then launched over
Yeah.
him.
Oh, like the dunk guys that come out at a timeout.
Yeah, I was thinking about Sin Cara back in the WWE back in the day, you know?
Oh,
The trampoline.
you know, it's funny. I wasn't thinking about Sin Cara
yeah.
because I don't even know who the fuck that is. And I was thinking about the dunk people that dunk over people during the game because that's what I know.
Devin Carter, so Morgan mentioned it. He had those 4 rebounds. He also had 3 assists and 5 points in under 10 minutes.
Yeah. Interesting too when you see the under 10 minutes, but it's understandable because of how Doug was going with everyone else and people were rolling, people were working, things were working in a lot of these runs in this game against Miami, and Doug had to continue with it. And I'm glad that he did, but I'm also glad that Devin showed up even in those 9 minutes, and maybe that's something we see more and more, that he keeps on getting not so much of a longer leash. It's more just getting more and more of that opportunity in those minutes that he's out there.
He's still getting in basketball shape
Hell
too.
yeah.
Like that's the other aspect of his game. Like you have to remember he was out a long time, so he's still finding ways to get out there and contribute. But really encouraged by what I've seen from him. And now, it's some of the stuff that we talked about before he's coming back. It's like, all right, how do you fit him into this rotation when you have all these guys you got to play? I think the Kings will end up, you just knock down some guys' minutes. And it's probably a good thing, right? It's a good thing to knock down De'Aaron's minutes. De'Aaron's played near the top, I think, in the NBA in minutes played this year.
Jeez.
Like, can you get him on the floor, off the floor, and give him some rest and allow Devin to get some extra run? Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's the way to go for sure.
I'm with you.
Can we hear a little Doug Christie, Morgan Reagan?
Let's hear some DC.
Doug Christie after the game.
Big time. These guys continue to fight in a way that I hope makes our city proud, makes me incredibly proud. In one of the timeouts, I told them, win or lose right now, understand, what you're doing is bigger than any game. And I think that they believe it in a way that is hard in this league because wins are so hard. That is one heck of a team. Spo is about as good as it gets as a coach. And those guys, our guys down at 8:07, down 17, and they closed 24-7. That type of fight is incredible. I'm super, super proud of them.
Hey, Doug. Tyler Texera here with iHeartRadio. Everyone loves the energy you're bringing to this team. Have you been able to get any sleep since becoming head coach of this team?
Not much, Tyler. I mean, it's been a whirlwind, and it comes with the job. I understand that. I try to get some when I can, but it's a responsibility too. Is these are my guys. I'm gonna fight for them, and if that means that you get less sleep, then you get less sleep. And because they're obviously, you can see they're willing to do whatever I'm asking them to do. So I got their back on the other side.
Doug, we could probably go down the list of just the different big winning plays that a bunch of guys made tonight. Keon Ellis seemed to make a couple handfuls of them. Just what have you seen from him and how he's embraced that responsibility, especially in these last 2 games with Fox being out?
Keon is a special player. He has a lot of things that you don't teach. It's timing, it's being slithery through screens, it's the timely shots, it's the willingness to do what I'm asking him to do, which I know is exhausting. And when he's 5 feet away from me squatting down and I'm talking to him and he doesn't respond, I know that he's emptied the tank. And that is what everything is all about. So hats off to him. He's big time.
Coach, speaking of hats, is that hat undefeated when you wear it?
Oh, is it? Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I just sometimes I haven't shaved and different stuff, but I'm just a hat guy. You know, I enjoy all my hats, so that's really it. It's not anything special. So yeah.
When you think about these two wins and the fight that you showed tonight, especially after digging yourself out of a hole again, do you feel like these are kind of two banner moments for your team this far in the season?
Yeah. You know, going to Golden State and asking them to do something a little different and be aggressive and the aggressive nature that was asked of them, and then for them to do it. And then today, I wrote the word more up there to, like, we have more to give, we have more to accomplish. You individually have more in the tank. And that is what we're here to do. And I'll be damned if they went past more. They went to most, because 2 OTs and being down and, like I said, fighting not just against a team. That's a team, and that is one hell of a coach. So they battled, and to my guys, like, much respect. I love them for that.
Doug, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you about what you're going to do to prepare for Boston again. But
all good.
Just having the 3 days off in between now and that, especially after a double overtime game, what does that mean, and how does that? What type of advantage is that for your preparation?
You know, first of all, Boston they're the champs, and it doesn't get any better when you watch their execution, how they go about their business. So, yeah, it's going to be sleepless nights trying to figure out something for them. But right now we are in the testing phase of our identity, and trying to establish an identity in this league is difficult because the league is so great. But at the same time, there's no better place than to walk into the Garden and try to figure it out. Whatever happens. That's not the point. The point is, what do we learn from our experiences when we go there? And then having the ability to take those experiences, learn from them, and then apply them going forward. Yeah.
There's Doug Christie after the Kings win tonight.
I like him talking about the identity.
He had a quote pregame that I think you would love.
Yeah.
I would rather teach you how to play than run a play.
Yeah. I mean,
we
always talk about how he's still a student of the game.
Yeah.
Like, he's always down. He loves learning more and more about the game, learning from others and what he doesn't know. And to be able to give that same type of knowledge to other players, I'm sure is so rewarding, especially when you're not just running through the X's and O's. Because, yeah, if you can teach someone how to play at a high level, but again, when you're also teaching players like Keon, who have the instinct, who have the feel, who can do so many special things out there, it just makes your job so much more fun.
And thinking about what Keon did last night too, let's not lose sight of the fact that he had to literally chase around Steph last night. And what the Kings did against Steph with Devin and Keon, where they were just glued to him and fronting him the whole time, chasing him around everywhere and pretty much denying him. He's a great player. He could still make shit happen. Holding him to 6 points in the second half. He took 12 shots in the game. And then Keon comes out tonight and has to play 48 minutes and gives you everything he can. I don't know, man. I'm feeling really good right now. It's like we just went over all these high points of the game, the fight that they showed, overcoming missed shots, playing tough, playing physical in front of their home crowd. And that's the other thing, Morgan, like, They've been struggling so much at home. For them to get some momentum at home, and the crowd was, again, crazy as shit tonight. It was so loud. I loved everything about it, and I just feel really good about where this team is at right now. They seem together. It doesn't mean everything's fixed. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. It doesn't mean that they're not going to
lose a game soon.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it could happen, but I think mentally they're in a spot where they have the belief and they have the fight. And those two things in life are powerful. When you have those tools, you feel like you can do anything. And so we were here after the Pistons game, 13-18. Here we are at 18-19.
Hey.
Half game out of 10th and just one game out of the 8 spots. Holy shit. Where are you at emotionally with this team now?
Like I kind of said in the beginning, I'm still kind of stunned or speechless. Because, you know, we try to always preach like, oh, don't get too high, don't get too low. Like definitely celebrate with the good, but just try not to get too low. The lows that were coming, that were here, I think felt lower than usual because we got a taste of what can be so great in that Beam Team year. And even last year, just understanding, like, obviously getting into that playing game, beating the Golden State Warriors was magical. And then feeling that hope and that belief, like, okay, like they can get into the playoffs again. Then they can't lose to the Pelicans 6 times in 1 year. And then they do. But my point to that being is like, then you're going in this year with these high expectations. So for it to all kind of fail at one point and for them to feel like that they actually have a chance of like turning it around, still low expectations of what turning around actually can mean, but giving us a good product on the floor and enjoyable basketball team to watch, I'm all here for it.
The last 2 without De'Aaron Fox too.
Yep.
The Kings, since Doug Christie has taken over, 5-1. During that span, they're 6th in offense, 8th in defense.
Wow. I'll never remember that stat, but for right now, I do.
What is it?
8th in offense. Was it 8th in defense?
Yeah.
And 6th in offense?
Good job, Morgan Reagan. I'm so proud of you.
I'm a visual person. Put the numbers in front of me. I can remember.
One thing I do want to note to the live crowd too. We appreciate you. We just had our biggest audience. Can you guys got to hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. It does help the algorithm, helps more people around the basketball world see us. Make sure you're subscribed too. It just helps our channel grow too. The other thing I like to encourage you guys to do is after we're done, we end the live stream, hop in the comment section, drop some comments. I'm always on there answering people and talking back and forth. Keep the engagement going. It just helps so much.
And thank you. And thank you for taking the time and putting in the energy into this, being with us, being with each other. It's always really, really cool. But when we reach new little goals, it's
great.
Yeah, it's just exciting. So thanks.
Emiliano says, I see more Kings players cutting to the basket. Is Doug's simplified offense implementing a bit of Pete Carrillo's philosophy? Maybe I'm projecting, haha. No, there's no doubt. I mean, Doug wants these guys to pass, to cut, to make the extra pass. And he also understands too that like he's got a talented team that has a lot of scoring and a lot of versatile players that can do more than one thing. So it's about trusting them to go do it. They're going to have like their foundational things. Like we want to get to the paint. We want to make sure to attack. We want to make the extra pass. But when they're out there, read the game and go do it. Go kill it. And they believe they have the players to do it. It's working right now. And that's what's great. Adam says this is a game the Kings would have lost a month ago. Not only would they have lost, I'm not sure that it would have been
double
close.
overtime.
Yeah, it probably, but they could have just folded and had a bad home loss.
And Keon wouldn't have been playing.
Where he'd be like, dude, like, can you believe it? No Jimmy Butler, and the Kings lost by 17 tonight if they folded in the second half. There's no doubt about that. Morgan, let's get the final thoughts.
Didn't I? Oh, no, you asked me what I was feeling right now. But a lot of that are my final thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to bug you.
I could come up with new emotions, but that's truly like
Yep.
my emotions of what I feel after tonight.
My final thoughts, echoing Morgan on this point, enjoy the moment. Okay.
Yes.
Stuff can
Yes.
change fast in this league, and this season has been the best example of it, where after that Pistons game, we're thinking it's over, blah, 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 this sucks, all this shit,
Dark
right?
times.
And it was like, this is over just like that. We had one good year, and then like last year was better, 46 wins, but it's over just like that. To see that there is still hope right now is an exciting thing. And, you can't get too far ahead. You go, next game is Friday. But like, when you wake up tomorrow or you go into bed tonight, or if you're listening to this later, just enjoy that the team's won 5-0. You don't have to start thinking, oh, but what about De'Aaron Fox? Oh, is Christie going to be here long term? How are they going to balance the roster? Dude, it's going to get sorted out at some point, right? It is. The reality is we'll know where this team is at close to the deadline, see what happens. But right now, it's fun again. And that's the biggest thing is you
Hell
can
yeah.
turn on a Kings game the last week and see a fun brand of basketball, a team that is having fun together, and they're finding ways to get it done. And it's not always the same way. That's the mark of a team that looks like they're getting their shit together. Let's enjoy this ride together.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If there's anything that we missed tonight, let us know in the comments below. Also, you can always email us, deuceandmo@gmail.com. We love you guys so much, but we got to go.
You're all the best. Thank you so much for being here. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.